The following presentation involves three friends who get together and talk confidently about topics they know nothing about.
No, listen, Brad Pitt is not an ugly man by any stretch of the imagination, but he is not this demigod that everybody makes him out to be.
Yes, he is. Have
he
you seen
literally
Troy?
was Achilles.
Welcome to the podcast.
I don't even know what a podcast is.
Can I just jump in here?
As you wish.
I've decided that I'm going to be the intelligent one on this podcast because I know the most about everything.
Your love of the half-thing's leaf has clearly slowed your mind.
I mean, these people are not audio people at all. They have no idea. Until they let me actually run the show here, I'm kind of just letting them talk.
Are you talking to us?
No, we're rolling, yeah, so continue.
I don't know. Now that the mics are on, I don't really want to talk.
A little fight now. I like that.
Throughout my day, I mean, honestly, I hate most people.
Now, get excited.
I am very excited. I am always excited.
Here they are, stupid fat hobbits.
Oh, all right.
We don't deserve that. Stop it, guys.
Thank you.
Too kind.
Thank you. It's great to be back. SFH Season 3. Here we are.
Back by
The gang
popular
is
demand.
Back together. This is true. It is popular demand. I mean, people have been begging us for what seems like years, but is actually more like a couple of days to come back and say, hey, why not we throw up our hats back in the ring for another season?
No one has told me they want this back.
Well, you don't
Like
really,
I'm speaking.
you don't really
This
talk
is
to
fully
anyone.
transparent. That's also fair, but
You haven't had one person be like, hey, when are you doing season 3?
no. Like I have a couple friends and people in my family who were like avid listeners, and then we just shut down for a couple months. They haven't said anything.
Well, I mean, they don't really check in on you normally. So is it that different?
That is true.
But you usually, your only conversations you have are usually just us and the podcast. So these past 3 months, like, have you had a full conversation with anyone?
How do you define a full conversation?
More than 30 seconds.
No, I don't. I have not.
Is this anyone or his family members?
Take family out of it because sometimes
No, I haven't even had it with family members. There's something about being in a room with a couple people or one person and talking where at the 30-second mark, I'm usually just like, I got to get out of here. I don't know what I'm doing. So this is like, it's like therapy for me, this podcast.
So what, have you been in like a terrible state of depression for the last 3-4 months? How long have you
no,
actually been off air?
that's been 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
And he has diabetes now, which was discovered during season 2.
But I've become stronger and we've moved past that. Like that's like a blip on the radar now. Now I have more serious things to deal with.
Is this
Right.
for you? You know, this conversation's probably been going for longer than 30 seconds. So is this like you relearning how to walk?
It's not relearning how to walk. It's knowing I can walk and realizing it's just thoroughly exhausting and not worth it.
Well, that's like everything in Pat's life, right?
Yeah.
He's so-called intellectual.
I mean,
These peasants bore me.
Okay, it's good to see that you're still a bitch.
No. Okay. No, this is, I would like to pronounce this season as the season of growth, where we all come together, identify our strengths and weaknesses, and try and, come together as one.
What, we're going to do a SWOT analysis?
No, well, we could do that. I'm gonna try and avoid insulting you guys.
Well, we'll see how long that goes. But honestly, welcome to season 3. It's a blast that we are back. I guess I can't presume that of them. It's a blast. We find it to be a blast that we're back, but hopefully you also find it to be a blast.
Yeah, let us know.
Is this a blast so far? You listened to what, like a minute and a half?
Or you're just very disappointed that we're back.
That would be more realistic, but that's
Yeah.
fine as well. I mean, we take the haters with the praisers, right?
Okay.
Is that a phrase?
Never heard
I
that.
made it. I coined it right now.
Yeah, for those who
Just like
can't
Pierce.
see, Chris just made a very weird face with like sparkly eyes and did a little finger gun at me. So a little concerned right now.
He was a little happy with that one.
No, but it is good to be back. We're happy to be recording season 3. We got a lot in store. We've made some changes to our kind of blueprint of the show. We have some new segments. We've even shaken up a couple of the existing segments, and some segments have actually gone to the wayside, and you will never hear about them ever again. And we're not going to talk about which ones we've gotten rid of.
And
you're going to have to
some
figure that out on
segments
your own.
The first
have
one
not yet come to pass. That's right. Lord of the Rings is back, despite certain people's attempts to thwart it.
I think that's the biggest thing that everybody listening should feel comforted by, is that the survey spoke for itself. And you clearly all wanted us to keep the level of LTR content that we had and perhaps even increase it. So we have done that, but at the same time, keeping it fresh and fun. And it's going to be a good ride. But a couple of administrative items here before we get going.
This is our new favorite segment, by the way.
What is?
Administrative items. This is the best one we added.
No, but if you are avid listeners of the show and listen to our season finale of season 2, you'll remember that we were doing the Trending Celebs Cotton Shelob's Web bracket tournament with all of the celebrities and places that we placed in Middle Earth pitted up against one another. But we only got through one round of that and then ended the season and then never finished it.
We didn't plan that out well at all.
No, we did not. But never fear, because we are going to continue that. But and we're going to take that remaining tournament and we're going to put that on Instagram. So everybody that's listening can vote on each specific matchup, and we will crown a winner of that tournament. We guarantee it. Just not going to happen on the show. And not going to happen for 6 months after we start.
And the winner gets a free T-shirt.
the winner of which winner? The fake celebrity?
Yes.
We just send a free T-shirt.
Talking about corporate.
We send talking about corporate headquarters.
You won our bracket.
Who the fuck are these guys?
That would be hysterical. But I think it'll be fun to kind of take that to Instagram, and we can use polls and stuff to get people's insight. So anyways, yes, that is the administrative item. And the rest you will find out along the ride here as we continue episode 1. But
no spoilers.
Did you guys ever consider this like a ride or more of
like a Disney or a ride?
Yeah. Like, are we on a roller coaster?
I would say it's more like a car crash, but
yeah. What, like a car crash that never ends?
Yeah.
And you can't look away. It's like the Pam thing from The Office.
Kind of terrifying.
What's that word for like
narcissism?
A car crash put to like classical music.
A good idea.
I'm sorry. There's a term for that?
I think there is.
Modern art.
Like two very conflicting things, right? You have like peaceful classical music that's like very like orderly, and then you have something like very dramatic and violent and disordered, right? With like a car crash happening, but like movies, they use it all the time, right? And it's like this kind of really
like the slow-mo classical music, or like the Pirates of the Caribbean thing where the ship is just
exactly.
That is some sort of artistic.
There is a term for it. I can't remember what it is.
So like combining two opposites that don't usually go together.
Yeah. So essentially,
like Chris trying to read a book.
Oh man, I wasn't prepared for that. Johnny coming in hot. I didn't know you had such a good memory. I thought you were kind of I thought you. I mean,
not insulting.
That's trying not to insult.
But you saw that I tried at least. Speaking of insults, I'm just and growth. I have just realized that I'm still using these $10 Panasonic headphones.
Yes.
Not headphones, earbuds.
Mm-hmm.
They're red. Like toy. They look like toys. And you've got like Audio Technica, like high-end podcasting headphones, which this should be remedied or I'm leaving the show.
Yeah, your headphones kind of look like Twizzlers.
No. Can you at least give me what's the other one? Red Vines.
Red
Vines.
Red Vines family. We can maybe invest in some new headphones for you. That might be a good time to plug our merch store, so we have funds for that. But if anybody wants stuff from our merch store, it still exists. I think you guys have forgotten it exists, but that's okay.
I promise you this. Chris may run the merch store, but I will bring the prices down. I guarantee it.
We already brought the prices down.
I'm going to bring them down further. You have no power
Pretty soon
here.
we're going to be paying people to take t-shirts from us.
Good.
Okay, fine. That's what you want?
I know how to run a business. Here, take this stuff for free.
But also, if there's a specific type of item you want, just let us know. Because we can kind of make anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that is always true. We can throw
Coffee
out pretty much
mugs,
whatever we want. Yep.
I'm a fan
gloves,
of the beanies, the winter
socks.
beanies. I personally would buy one. So naturally, everyone else would.
We don't have beanies up there currently, do we?
No, we do not.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into our first segment here. This is a new segment, something we're adding to the show for season 3, and we affectionately call this Pop Takes.
Pop Takes.
I know that you're going to get angry about what I'm about to say, but I have to say it.
Okay.
I know because it's tradition that I derail every segment before it starts.
Yes.
Is Lord of the Rings considered pop culture?
The movies are, yes.
Okay.
Although I wouldn't. Does pop culture have like a time limit? Like,
Yes.
is something no longer
That's the
pop
thing.
culture?
Lord of the Rings transcends pop culture because it's kind of like timeless.
Yeah, but
Pop,
like,
pop culture is very like in the moment,
okay.
whatever. It's like when you go on Spotify, everyone's listening to the same music on every playlist. And then that'll change over time.
Right. And we're just going to bring
TikTok.
our own hot takes to popular mainstream.
Oh,
Media.
wait, is that where Pop Takes comes from?
Yes.
It wasn't as creative as I thought.
So it's,
then.
it's essentially hot
Fuck you.
takes, but pop takes. They're hot takes for pop culture, widely
Okay.
accepted
Yeah.
pop culture view.
Pop takes.
So get out your popcorn and take a bite.
Yikes, dude. All right. Well, do you guys mind if I start?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
This is something that's always bothered me about pop culture and the current environment when it comes to male celebrity actors. But in my opinion, and you can tell me I'm wrong and tell me why, but in my opinion, Brad Pitt is an average looking man. Like, I'm not saying
Get
he's
out.
ugly.
Get out.
Okay.
Get out.
Look, no, listen. Brad Pitt is not an ugly man by any stretch of the imagination. But he is not this demigod that everybody makes him out to
Yes,
be.
he is. Have
He
you seen
literally
Troy?
was Achilles.
You
was a demigod.
You are so wrong.
Okay, look, he's a fine actor. I love his movies, but I mean,
You don't love his bod?
He's a rockin' bod.
he might have a rockin' bod, but like,
You're wrong.
he is a very average looking man.
Wait, so we have to get to the bottom of like there's
I think you're just saying that because you're scared of how attractive.
well, right?
you
Is
are.
he?
I'm not scared.
It's either that
It's
or he's
okay.
insecure about his bod.
You're trying to justify that. You don't have to have the great bod. You can still be.
Okay, let
Good
me lay
looking.
this out for you. All right. First of all, he's kind of a weird guy, like in real life. Okay. Like to me, somebody who is that unstable, which in some ways he seems to be to me, is not a very attractive quality. First off. Second of all, he's eating in like every scene of every movie he's in.
That was only
That was
the
Ocean's
Ocean's
11,
movies.
right?
Wrong. He does it in Moneyball too. He does it almost every movie he's in. He's
Okay,
eating
Moneyball.
constantly.
Moneyball was good. He looked really
He
good.
looked
in that.
really good in that
Looked
one.
Really good.
Oh yeah.
Average.
Yeah.
Average.
It's something about when he's a
That's-
dad, he looks even better.
So-
you know what I mean?
Okay, you're basically saying that like you think Billy Bean is a hot guy.
Listen, John Krasinski is average. Brad Pitt is a god.
Let me finish. Let me
Are you
finish.
popping the pop? Did you just pop our pop take with your own pop?
What?
You just brought in your own take about.
I was
John
just giving an
Krasinski
example of an
looking
average-looking guy, an actual average-looking guy.
But my last point, please. He's got his career kind of like, through those ocean movies, it kind of blossomed there where he was acting alongside one of the verifiably undisputed hottest actors of all time, George Clooney.
Brad
and so-
Pitt is hotter than George Clooney.
He had,
Okay,
is he?
see, I'm
Is
gonna
he?
say this.
I don't know,
Brad Pitt and George Clooney might as well be the same person to me.
but they couldn't be more different.
No, they're like kind of the same. They're kind of like old. Well, I mean, now they're old, like suave, just like good looking dudes that kind of act in similar roles. Like,
We're not talking about his acting skills here. You said he's an average looking dude, and
He
he's
is.
not.
Okay, can I let me throw you a bone? He could be considered average looking, but his charisma makes him better looking.
Have you seen Fight Club?
No.
Have you seen Troy?
No.
Okay, so do your research and then come back to me and say that he's not a good looking guy.
You're telling me that he's more attractive because of 2 movies he's been in where they're
Where he's all oiled up.
Yeah, he's oiled up and he has a shirt off a lot.
That's what I'm saying. He's fantasized in these movies. When push comes to shove, Brad Pitt is
He's
an
gorgeous.
average looking
Okay,
man.
what does Brad Pitt look like when he wakes up in the morning?
I don't think it's good.
If he looks at least average when he wakes up, that means he's better than average.
How do we verify this? None of us have seen him.
Dude, once he gets all decked out in his oil and he brings his little bag of peanuts to the scene, like, dude, takes my breath away.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's married to Angelina Jolie, right?
I think that was
Average
like 20 years ago.
Looking female celebrity. I'm sorry. Like,
we're not talking about her.
I'm just saying,
We're just going
if he's
down.
that hot, he could do better than Angelina Jolie.
I thought they got divorced.
Is this what it's all about? You just love Brad Pitt and you're angry that he married an average.
Are you wanting to
looking
be
person?
single?
Actually, I think most people might disagree with that take as well.
Angelina Jolie not being attractive?
Yeah. I didn't say that.
It was
She's just-
implied. It was implied.
Okay.
You're getting defensive. I don't know. I can go along with this to a certain extent, but like Brad Pitt, by all objective metrics, is a good looking dude.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to shoot out 2 names, one Brad Pitt, one some other actor, and you tell me who you think is
This
hotter,
is relativism, and I don't like it.
okay? You do it. You got to do it. Matthew McConaughey or Brad Pitt?
Like, who would I stare at, or who would I
Who's
want
more
to talk
attractive?
to?
Who's more attractive in the full sense of the word? Who's more attractive?
That's tough. That's really tough.
Pitt.
If we're adding voices into the mix here, I gotta go McConaughey.
I mean, right there, I got a
didn't think
1-1
of that.
split.
I didn't think of
Bradley
that. actually.
Cooper, Brad Pitt. Yeah. Yeah. Come
Wait,
on.
what are you trying to say
I'm
here?
just
Like,
saying-
you're comparing him to other very good-looking actors.
Like none of those guys are
destroying your
average.
own
That's the
But none
That's
of
the
them are
point.
average.
That's the point. No, that's the point.
What
People-
you should be doing is saying like Brad Pitt or Johnny.
But that's
I
indisputable.
think we would have a
That's
very
indisputable.
definitive answer. That's the point.
No, but I'm not saying that Brad Pitt is an ugly guy, right? So I can't compare him to ugly people.
Okay. All right. I'm going home.
All I'm saying is, okay, fine. Brad Pitt or Danny DeVito?
DeVito.
Yes.
No question.
Thank you.
More charisma.
Wait, like Danny DeVito, as in like Frank Reynolds from.
Yeah. Do you not know who Danny DeVito is?
Right. I'm just making sure I'm hearing you correctly. You're comparing. Of course, it's going to be Brad Pitt if it's Danny DeVito.
Okay. Fine.
Wait, we're comparing their physical attractiveness.
Everything.
I can't stand by and joke about this. Like Danny DeVito he's literally a troll.
God, pay the troll toll if you want that boy's hole. All right, fine.
All I'm saying is you asked the question, or you stated the fact that you think Brad Pitt is average.
Yes. An average looking man.
He is not average, but you can't compare him to other good-looking celebrities.
I wish there was some.
We're not
sort
saying
of-
he's the hottest celebrity ever. We're just saying he's better than average.
Okay. All right, fine.
Do you
We're
think-
going to pull this. Okay. So
Okay.
we're going to put this out there. Simple poll. Is Brad Pitt an average looking man or is Brad Pitt super hot? And then you tell us because
this is your problem. He can be an above average looking man, but not super hot. I think that's what you're trying to argue. There's an in between there that you're not talking about.
no, I think he's an average looking guy.
Okay.
All right.
I think this might be one of the most decisive polls we'll ever put up,
Hey.
proving that you were completely and utterly wrong.
Proof will be in the pudding. So let's save the pudding for dessert.
Oh, I just saw him scrambling for that. By the way, Johnny, you're still the judge of these. I don't even know. That was a pun, right?
To be honest, I kind of wasn't paying attention there for a second, but
Just to wrap this up, do you think there's ever going to be a time in the future where someone like consolidates all the facial profiles of everyone on Earth and has like a ranking system, and that you can really decide what average looking is like, from an objective perspective?
I bet there's already something out there like that.
Well, Zuckerberg tried to do it.
He's a fucking
That's
creep.
how Facebook came out.
Oh, cool. We get it. You've seen The Social Network. Yeah.
I didn't. Well, I didn't. I never actually watched the movie. I only saw the play in high school.
There's a play.
Yeah, they did a play in high school.
Of course, you went and saw the fucking play.
That's cooler than watching the movie.
Was it in like
sort of
Shakespearean
pop
format?
culture obsessor.
Is it?
What?
Imagine like The Social Network, but with like Shakespearean actors and costumes and script.
See, that would be
Doth
kinda cool.
liketh my post.
That's like your
Portrait.
your artistic thing where you combine two things that don't make sense. Maybe we'll
Yes.
pull that. Whoever gets that wins a T-shirt as his third full right.
We need to stop giving out free t-shirts. All right. Well, that's Pop Takes. Check out Instagram and vote because I need backup. So
And
I'm
we're
calling
gonna
all
be-
peasants to support
We're
me.
going to be doing polls for real. We're going to be doing polls so hard,
So
like you're
hard.
not even going to realize how many polls are coming at you.
You're gonna miss polls. There are gonna be so many polls. Johnny always has to throw in a little every now and then.
As is tradition.
All right, let's move on. New segment as well. This segment is perhaps controversial, perhaps
No, we should just say it. This is probably our most controversial segment.
it might be. Well, segment title.
I don't understand why it's controversial.
It's kind of like the too soon mentality.
It's not. What? That was like.
But also, like-
that was like 90 years ago.
If you're like a fanatical fan, you might not have the ability to like distance yourself. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if we were doing this about Star Wars, we would get so much flack. But our Lord of the Rings fans are
what would
responsible.
this
and
segment
enlightened.
title be if we were doing this about Star Wars?
In the X-wing with Skywalker.
The sequel trilogy with George.
Hayden Christensen is a good actor.
Hey, that's a pop take.
That is a pop take. Oh, that's a good one. Actually,
yeah, that is a
I don't
really
think
good
he
pop
gets his
take.
due.
Yeah.
But
We'll write that
he's-
one down.
Yep.
But anyways, this segment is affectionately called In the Trenches with Tolkien.
In the Trenches with Tolkien.
And before you start losing your mind about offensiveness, Chris will explain why we dubbed it so.
So we dubbed it In the Trenches with Tolkien because the whole point of this segment is to take a quote of Tolkien's, probably from The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or one of his works, completely out of context. And then we are going to debate about what he was trying to say or mean from the quote. So the whole idea is that we're kind of in the trenches with Tolkien. We're kind of fighting his what he actually meant by these quotes with our own interpretation of the quotes, and it's just going to be a whole mess. And we're not going to provide you with any valuable information.
But it's a true literary analysis
It
of the
is.
same
It is
time.
between the lines.
That's actually pretty good.
Oh, because
That
of
works
a book?
both ways.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. What, you
Did
mean
he
outside
writing-
the lines?
What?
Outside the lines. That's an ESPN show. You're stealing.
Between the
oh, you're thinking
Wait,
about
but-
Between Two
like
Ferns. with
you're
Zach
reading between the
Galifianakis.
lines. You read between the lines.
like that, this thing.
But if you read
Why are
between
you
the
flipping
lines,
me off?
wait, think about that. Think about that. If you read between the lines, aren't you reading the actual, like,
You're reading the line.
the literal words between the lines? Shouldn't we be reading outside the lines?
No, we should always be reading between the lines. That's
but
the point.
interpreting outside the lines.
Yes.
Behind enemy lines.
Ooh. In the trenches of the time.
We're behind enemy lines yelling back at Tolkien. What does this mean?
All right, well, let's get into it here. The quote we have chosen for today's discussion, gentlemen, is this. For the time will soon come when hobbits will shape the fortunes of all. So what do you think Tolkien is saying here? For the time will soon come when hobbits will shape the fortunes of all. I mean, the first thing I think of is, are hobbits some kind of like, are they wizards? Are they like
No,
Ungandalf?
no,
Like,
you've seen fortunes, and I'm thinking more of like
Are
on
they
the
psychics?
lines. No, on the lines of like leprechauns bringing fortune to everyone. So maybe we'll actually find the the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Who, like we, the reader, or
No, the
people in
hobbits will bring fortune to everyone.
Interesting.
So leprechauns, pot of gold.
They are short. There's a good theory there.
Do you want to hear my theory?
Yeah,
Yes, go
let's
ahead.
hear it.
Let me try and I have to flesh this out because it can be kind of confusing. So, can you repeat the quote again, very quickly?
For the time will soon come when hobbits will shape the fortunes of all.
So I think Galadriel is kind of hinting that it's really the hobbits who control the world. You know how everyone talks about like this globalist conspiracy? It's actually the hobbits from Lord of the Rings. They're pulling all the strings. They're controlling the markets. You know how like Hitler had his whole conspiracy? It was the hobbits.
But where are they? Are they
They're in
hiding?
the Shire.
Or maybe they're among us.
That's the whole point.
Maybe they're among us, but they just stand on each
Oh.
other's shoulders to look like normal people as they walk around.
Wait, so do you think the 4 hobbits ventured out to sort of, are they keeping an eye on things or are they throwing people
Well, Sauron has the
off
eye
the
on
trace? So is Sauron on their side, actually? Is
So are
that
hobbits evil?
Well, if they're a
You are
globalist
evil like a
network
hobbit.
taking over and controlling the world, absolutely. But it says bring good fortune, right?
I think it
Some-
just says control the
Just
fortunes.
shape the fortunes of all.
Oh, that
what
could be bad
what
or
a-
good.
What a deep quote by J.R.R.
It can be taken so many different ways. Have we ever, what is the currency in Lord of the Rings? Do people even use money? Like clearly the hobbits might actually control all of the money.
Is there like a minimum wage for the orcs or anything? Is that do they unionize at all?
I hadn't gotten that far. I don't know. I mean, so you referenced Hitler in some capacity. What is like there and back again, the equivalent of Mein Kampf?
I probably shouldn't have brought Hitler into a Tolkien, but Hitler had the,
yeah.
I mean, Tolkien.
If it wasn't controversial now,
Did you
before
know?
it definitely is now.
Actually, historically, I think Tolkien Hitler like either invited him to Germany or said like we're going to keep you on our book list because they were burning books, and Tolkien was like, yeah, it basically said fuck off.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of
We
cool.
can find that letter. We'll put it on Instagram with all our polls.
This quote is interesting, though. I mean, obviously, the context of the book, he's probably talking about the fact that, like, Frodo's going to destroy or she's probably talking about the fact, well, I guess he is talking through her, saying that Frodo's going to destroy the ring and thus shape the fortunes of Middle Earth.
Right. But
And
like
last.
a true author doesn't just tell you what to think. He tells you enough to make you come to your own decision.
Like, I still think that it doesn't imply, good fortunes. It could be bad fortunes. Because the hobbits still have choices. It's not all predestined. I think they're evil.
So you're saying, like, the hobbits are, like, some kind of, like, they're influencers of some, like, global conspiracy
Yeah.
to take over the world?
So basically,
Everyone else is a puppet.
they go out and they create this app called TikTok.
Tolkien foresaw TikTok 100 years in advance. Actually, maybe less than that. It's just as the Lord Denethor predicted. I don't know. I stick with my globalist conspiracy
I like it.
argument.
I think that's probably the most realistic.
I mean, just think about like that's a bit excessive, but like if you think about it, hobbits basically control everything in the Lord of the Rings series.
Mm-hmm.
It begins with them and it ends with them.
So in conclusion, we are all being controlled by tiny people,
Maybe.
hobbits.
Depends how you look at it.
I think the big conspiracy of that theory is that, which is also is kind of a, anyways, is that like everybody in Middle Earth thought that like the age of men was coming,
Right.
but in reality, it's actually the age of the Hobbit
That's what the
under the
hobbits want you to
guise
think.
of men.
Yeah.
They want you to think that you have control.
Yeah.
But
I mean, why else would the king of Gondor bow to the hobbits?
at the very end, yes,
Ah,
you bow to no
Who
one. You are
knows?
the controllers of the world.
we are your puppets.
Yeah.
Did we just crack a code here?
Yeah.
And don't they
Okay.
go back to the Shire, then like fight a bunch of wars and like hoard gold?
Hoard gold. Yeah, they go because Saruman doesn't know about this conspiracy, this global conspiracy. So he tries to take over, and they're not having that.
Or he just doesn't believe the conspiracy.
Well, he doesn't believe, and he goes in and he's like, "Wow, I easily took control of you." And then they came back, and I think they burned him at the stake. But
Did they?
I don't know. All we know is he's nowhere to be found. So.
Well, if I'm reading this quote, I think it's pretty easy to assume they burned Saruman at the stake from this quote.
I think it implies that.
Yeah, it implies that. Well, very good. Well, let us know what you think of that quote. We will post it on Instagram. I know we're going to do a lot of posts. Trust me, you will get this stuff on Instagram finally. Like season 3, it's a new dawn.
Don't worry.
New year, new podcast.
They entrusted all the polls to me. And as you know, I hate social media. So it'll work out perfectly.
Yeah, after thinking about this more, I don't know why we gave the responsibilities to you.
Maybe someone else is pulling your strings.
I knew it.
All right. Well, let's move into our next.
Hang on.
Yes.
I had a quick thought.
Oh no! Here we
We're
go.
still doing this.
Johnny's Corner. Johnny's Corner.
It's my fucking corner, guys. I kind of realized you don't know you fell asleep until you wake up.
Oh my god! Have we sunk to this level for season 3?
It was just a thought.
What about the people who sleep really lightly all night?
You just don't know you fell asleep multiple times in a night.
Are you saying the moment you fall asleep, you can never realize?
No, you never realize that. You only realize you fell asleep when you wake up.
I have a hole in this theory.
There's a tracker.
You're falling asleep. You have that feeling of falling. You're not asleep yet. It jolts you back up before you fall asleep.
But then you have to fall asleep again, you idiot. You're awake.
Damn it. That is actually rather unnerving, but in some ways very like freeing. You know?
Freeing.
Well, you're fully not in control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to nature.
Yeah.
Mother Nature and David Attenborough.
That was it. I want to throw that out there for you guys.
Great. Now I'm not going to be able to fall asleep.
Yeah, good luck sleeping.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much. Well, getting back to our actual next segment here. Man, 3 in a row. We got 3 new segments here in a row that we're throwing at you guys. So hopefully it's going well. This next segment is a segment we like to call Stuff Your Neighbor Has.
Stuff your neighbor has.
Sponsor, not a sponsor. This week, the podcast is sponsored by the Air Fryer. Insecure or self-conscious about your kitchen skills, peasants? Do you suck at cooking? This won't fix that, but it'll fix your confidence in the kitchen.
That's right, Chris. It's like Viagra for your kitchen. And like you, it's not hard. Pat, are you sick and tired of your boring old oven?
You mean my boring old oven that cooks my food to perfection?
Yes.
I am. Try our air fryer, which also cooks all the same food to perfection. Organic air for our organic consumers.
You think space travel or social media changed the world? Ha! Stop right now. You're delusional. It's the air fryer, and only the air fryer.
Get your air fryer today on the SFH merch store.
The air fryer is not a cure for depression, anxiety, envy, or narcissism. More dangerous than the George Foreman grill, not as dangerous as George Blue's cornballer. This does not cure mesothelioma, but it can improve quality of life. Some users have claimed bouts of ecstasy, losing control, unexplained feelings of superiority, and feeling more like an adult. While the air is certified organic, it is not made in a factory with organic air. It may contain resins of pine nuts and homegrown tobacco.
All right, thank you to our sponsor of the week, the Air Fryer. Make sure to get yours, like mentioned in the ad, on our merch store, SFH merch store on teespring.com. So moving on to our next segment of the week and the fan favorite segment of the week.
Questionable.
That is back for another run on season 3.
Unfortunately.
The Lord of the Rings impersonation contest.
Boo. Boo.
It's time for the Lord of the Rings impersonation contest.
Let's do it.
I'm going to challenge you into a contest.
Johnny, get your tens of thousands in, please.
Tens of thousands. We can edit that out.
There is only one Lord of the Impersonations, and he does not share power.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Are you ready?
That's the new question. So, everybody, we have a change to the format of the LOTR impersonation contest for season 3. due to some of the feedback we got in the survey, but mostly due to Pat and Johnny's unwillingness to go through more trials and tribulations of, well, just going against each other. So the new format is this. Each week, Johnny and Pat, or Johnny or Pat, right? One of you bring a quote every week, or is it both of you?
It's going to be one of us a week.
Okay, one a week. We'll bring a quote to me to challenge me, and they will be actually going up against me in the LTR impersonation.
Because
contest.
Chris is 10 times better at quotes.
So they say.
All right.
So you
All
say.
right.
Let's get to the
listen,
real crux of the issue.
To prove to the listeners that Chris is the best at quotes, Chris, why don't you give us a little montage of Gollum, perhaps?
I don't want to do that.
One guy, you have to do it. That's the segment.
That's how we
Look, it's
feel.
not that. Look, I'm not.
You don't
afraid.
like it when people are forcing you to do quotes?
Interesting.
I just know that I'm in the ring now this season, and I'm not going to give away any of my secrets. What if you pick a Gollum quote? What if you hear my Gollum and then you practice next week and you come back and you're better?
I guarantee you we will never challenge you with Gollum.
Well, you might.
Did you just say
But you
practice?
have to prove to the listeners that we're challenging you for a reason, not just because we're trying to get you involved, because you are better at quotes.
Wait, hold on. That's a bit of a stretch. Like, he's talented, I'll give you that, but really he just wants his time in the limelight.
This wasn't my idea. I wanted to keep this segment as is, and you guys were like, no, we're going to challenge you with a quote every week. That way, both of us don't have to go every week.
All right, if that's what you want the truth to be.
I think he just wanted to show
He just
off.
wants to stuff his face with Lord of the
Okay,
Rings.
but here is the catch. I am still the decider of the winner. So how this is going to work is Johnny or Pat will present the quote. They will do their impersonation. I will do my impersonation, and then I will decide on whether I think they beat me in the quote. And if I beat them in the quote, I claim my victory. They remain on their child stools, and we go on to the next week. Now, each week, we're going to post a poll on Instagram asking the listeners whether or not my judgment was fair and whether or not they agree with it. If by chance, I mean, this won't happen, but if by chance the listeners disagree with my verdict, the next recording, we will then dethrone me. I will be publicly shamed and humiliated, and the call will be reversed, if you will. After further review, the call will be reversed, and Pat or Johnny will become the winner. Now, that could happen both ways. I could say you win, and then they vote that I won, and then I get the crown back. But, we'll see how that plays out.
Right. This is a nice little, checks and balances for you.
But did we fully discuss the checks and balances? Because why is Chris... I don't remember this conversation where you are the ultimate decider. Well, you're not the ultimate decider.
I'm not. I'm the initial decider.
But,
I'm the call on the ice.
The listeners will make the final decision.
Okay, so Chris is the referee or the umpire, and then the crowd is like New York.
Yeah, you're the boys in New York.
We send it to New York for
watching
further
the slow
review.
play review.
Okay.
All right. Well, that being said, gentlemen, I am now the official reigning champion as LTR because you have to challenge me. So I'm
No.
I'm
You're not the champion yet. No one's the champion.
I'm de facto victor.
That's not how it works.
You're a de facto dictator.
All right. Well, what's your quote? Who's challenging me?
I come to you today as your challenger.
Go, Pat.
Fully against my will.
Oh, Lord of quotes. I come to you today as your challenger. Oh, Lord of
Okay,
quotes.
let's not push it here. We still have a majority ruling. I have asked Johnny to procure a quote for me because I trust him.
Okay.
And it is a quote by Grima.
Yes, and that quote is his staff. I told you to take the wizard's staff.
Softball right up my alley.
I told you to take the wizard's staff.
Oh, please, you can't do a good Grima.
And
Maybe
as the challenger and bringing forth the quote, I believe Chris should go first.
I second that.
I will oblige since I am an honorable man.
Yeah.
This is a quote from J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings.
He's already
from
getting
Grima
uppity.
Wormtongue.
Yeah, the pressure's on.
Oh, now you know how we
Okay.
fucking feel.
I've never felt this pressure. His staff. I told you to.
What the hell?
Oh, this is so glorious. Oh my gosh. He never understood the
Oh,
pressure.
you never understood.
Okay, I got it.
All right, Gollum.
His staff. I told you to take the wizard's staff.
There we go.
All right.
I'm like shaking.
He never
we
understood.
did this for 2
Yeah.
seasons.
It was
Over
so
and
bad.
over
Okay,
and
look,
over.
the door is wide open for you, my friend.
You left it open a nudge. Oh, man. Season 3, we're still
Pat,
doing this.
Do it for us.
His staff. Sorry, I have a bit
Damn
of a
it.
staph infection. So, so Johnny, are you rooting for me?
Yeah, of course.
We should have like a little consultation beforehand, so I can get all the little eccentricities and little things down. So-
Okay, moving on. We can start doing that, but I think you're it's a little too late.
I hate this so much. His staff. I told you to take the wizard's staff.
What's with the elongated stop?
That's how he talks. Listen to it.
Oh, just the fact that I still get to make the decision.
Okay. See, this is going to be a problem down the line.
Well,
Look.
if he's wrong, he will be corrected.
We
and
entrust
punished.
the decision to the mom.
Yes.
I do like
okay,
that.
here we
yes.
go. I do not think that my quote was very good at all. I don't think I did well. That being said, I think Pat's was atrocious. I am keeping the crown. I have won the first ever season 3 LOTR impersonation contest. Thank you, gentlemen, for your attempt.
So do we,
Fuck you.
like, what's the deal here? Do we get to say anything or?
You can
we
disagree
can
with
we try
me.
and sway the crowd?
You can pander.
Yeah, all I've got to say is like sometimes let's just be open to different interpretations. Like just because that's the way it was said in the movie doesn't mean that's like the true way it should be said.
Well, then it should be LOTR interpretation contest, not LOTR impersonation.
Well, you're
contest.
taking things literally because you don't speak before you think.
Well,
You don't think. Damn it! Oh my God, he's contagious. It's happening. I'm not the intellectual.
Wow.
well,
You royally fucked that one up.
he did. But I mean, there you have it. Like I'm declaring myself as the winner. It's going to go to further review in the Instagram polls. Be sure to check that out and vote because if there's one vote and the vote is for Pat, I lose. I could lose on one vote.
Wait. You have to win this by full. Like
It's just whoever has the higher percentage of votes.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying if I get one
No,
vote.
all I'm saying is
I'm down with
No,
that.
all I'm saying is if Pat gets one vote, I get 0 votes. It's over. It's 100%.
All right.
So we need listener engagement.
Johnny,
but,
we'll just put up a private poll and we vote on it.
No malfeasance.
All right, no malfeasance.
Well, that brings us to the end of our first episode of season 3. Hope you guys had a good time and enjoyed the new segments. Any shout outs, guys? We haven't done shout outs in a while. Any shout outs?
Yes. Shout out to Sarah Healy, actually. She's been asking for season 3 for a while now. She started listening only like 3 months ago and binged all of it in like 3 weeks. So shout out to her. Thank you. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Sarah.
And keep driving that boot.
I would like to shout out all the people who did not text me asking for season 3. You are the true heroes because you know I don't want to talk to you anyway.
For me, shout out to Chris. Shout out to Michael and Michael. Thanks for your support and hope you guys enjoy season 3. Also, quick shout out to some of our season 1 and season 2 avid listeners. You got to mention Robert Powers, Teresa, Ashley. You guys were great during our first couple seasons. Glad to have you back here for season 3. We hope you enjoy. And as always, you can find us on Instagram at sfh_podcast and send your comments, questions, or concerns to sfhpodcasts@gmail.com. We'll see you next week.
Leave us a review.
next week.
If you somehow enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us on Instagram and give us a 5-star review on wherever you happen to find this podcast.
Pat, are you sick and tired of your boring old oven?
You mean my boring old oven that cooks my food to perfection?
Yes.
I am. Try our air fryer. Wait, where did we even fall off?
Oh, who's doing
Johnny?
the last one? Oh, am I doing the last one?